a lot of manual work, and a lot of times that manual work falls on folks that don't always have a traditional like accounting or finance background, which is part of the problem. Everyone who's serving on these boards of nonprofits have various backgrounds, and some nonprofits benefit that like someone happens to be a CFO somewhere, but that's not always the case. It also doesn't help that accounting for nonprofits isn't particularly straightforward. And so it just brings in more and more questions. And then when you go present these finances at board meetings and areas to get direction, you're sitting there talking to a bunch of people that like showing them a black and white P&L isn't particularly engaging or to an audience who knows how to interpret what's going on. And so it definitely puts a challenge on these nonprofits to be able to navigate this appropriately.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
what you said there, Rob, about a lot of times you have people that aren't necessarily accounting professionals by trade that are doing things. Or on top of that, there's so much risk with manual processes when you're dealing with people who are not professional at times.
Yep.
They may be wearing 3 or 4 different hats. They may be your chief fundraiser and your community builder, and they might stuffing envelopes, and yet
Mhm.
they're trying to do the financials, and that can be a huge struggle.
I feel very strongly that the market's been underserved for a very long time. I think oftentimes for a nonprofit too, like it's hard to get good talent in there because you have to be able to afford them and you have to be able to attract them to the organization. And sometimes there's just a mismatch of need. And Woody has stepped in to just shine a light on it and say, look, we're doing business the way that you had to do it 25 years ago, but there's a much better way to do it.